spending our Friday night being wild and crazy adults, aren't we? Yep. We're gonna go get some stuff from the little trailer. Dog food. I said dog food like 5 times. I gotta get the rest of the dog food. And then we're gonna go get a Walmart pickup. And we are already worked out. And it's already getting late for me at 6 o'clock, so my bedtime's coming quick. But, anything to add?
Nope.
I talked about in my last video how you and I were both feeling like, you felt like I was doing too much at the house already, and I felt like you were doing too much for me.
Okay.
Do you have anything to add to that? No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant for topic of conversation or conversation topic.
No, I think it was more just trying to make sure we're staying on top of it. We don't fall back into that same, that type of routine again.
And again, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but Jeremy was always really good to help. I was just bad to say I needed it or to even accept it. And so now, like I said, I was talking about that you need me to tell you what I need you to do, and I need to be okay with you doing it.
Right, my way.
His way. But, like I talked about too, like talking about I feel really guilty about, not guilty, but I feel frustrated that I was so, I don't know if delusional is the right word to use, but like thinking I could do take care of the whole house on my own, and now it's like, it's almost overwhelming at how ridiculous that was.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, that house alone by itself, if there weren't any kids in it, I think would have to take, like, I just don't think you can keep up with it.
If there were no kids in it, I think you could, because
One person?
Like some of the rooms would never get messy.
But there's,
I mean, like you'd have to go through once a month or once every 2 weeks and like dust it. But I think, once with no kids, just 2 adults living there, I think one person could.
yard and stuff too?
Well, no, we weren't talking about the yard.
Oh, well, I was talking about all of it. Yeah.
No, I mean, with no kids, one person could keep up with that place, but it's not possible with 5 people living there for one person to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed at you, but that's, before, a couple years ago, I was always like, you gotta let the kids do some of this stuff. Like, you have to. Like, I work all the time. You're always busy. Like, you're always working yourself to death. Like, these kids have got to do more. And they were good to do their own laundry and stuff once we let them do that. But, and I'm not saying like I'm preaching at you or fussing at you.
I know.
But no, they still need to do stuff. That's why they, still have to do chores. And chores and church, that's the cost of living at my house.
Joe has even gotten into doing chores now, which we really, I'm ashamed to say, didn't start with the kids until they were probably about 10 or 11. And Joe's 8, so he started now. He unloads the dishes. And he does really well to actually kind of pick up after himself with like random stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, he's starting to get it. Like, I have to stay on him every day to put his dishes in the dishwasher, put his socks in the dirty clothes. But then just randomly, a couple times a week, he'll just do it himself. And I think that's how it works with little kids.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sign that he does it himself sometimes without having to be told. So, and then sometimes he'll just clean his room. It doesn't happen very often, but
He likes to turn on his music and dance. Well, you guys saw in the last video, he hadn't cleaned it in a minute.
right.
But it's not been messy now because there's nothing in it, and he doesn't notice any difference. So I think that's gonna work. So I said I found the trick to keeping the room clean is just throw everything away. But all right, well we're almost to the little trailer.
It's crazy that sun's been in the same place for centuries. Still gets you.
So the plan the plan that I'm even continuing doing now. Well, hello, y'all. I don't even think I said hello in the first part. I hope everybody is doing wonderful. So the plan I've had since I've moved back in to kind of getting stuff together and just getting back in a routine is I started from the bathroom and I worked my way. Well, I'm working my way to the back of the house. Jeremy and I both work full time, and it's been a little hectic. We've had a lot going on. I've got some fairly big news. I'm not going to announce it just yet. I got to leave y'all on the edge of your seats. It's good stuff, but I want to wait for a couple more things to fall in order. But anyway, so been super busy. And let's see. Okay, so my plan has been to start from the bathroom and work my way back, and then I'm just going to basically start all over again. You guys are going to see Jeremy does a lot of stuff too to help me out. We're kind of getting in a groove of sharing chores and stuff. It's kind of an experiment, or just to see what works out the best for both of us. I brought some stuff from the trailer. I brought some bags of clothes. Jeremy got the dresser, the little teeny one, and it's in the bathroom. I think I showed you guys that in the last video. We're going to get the couch this weekend and then move the other ones into the back. By the couch, I mean mine at the little trailer. We're not really sure how this corner is working out. I don't think we're going to leave both footstools in there. Okay, this is bad. And Jeremy and I aren't good at keeping this bathroom clean. I mean, it gets like disinfected and stuff, but we're both really bad with throwing our clothes. And we're both bad with that, oh, I'll wear it again. Neither one of us wears it again. I usually can't wear my clothes again. Sometimes I can wear my pajamas again, but usually I can't because I'm so bad to spill stuff. So, but then there are a couple times when I don't know if something's clean or dirty, which I think that's good. Because I use a lot of scented stuff in my clothes. So maybe that's bad. Maybe it's just masking over. I don't know. Anyway, I've been going through the bags, putting them up. I did get rid of some stuff as I went through it. And then I'll be honest, there was other stuff I just threw in the drawers. And did I fold any of those? No, I don't. I don't fold those clothes because almost all of that is loungewear. And I am not evolved enough in my housekeeping that I'm worried about my pajamas having wrinkles or not. I've been wanting to do that forever. You guys have seen me clean that a million times. But you know what? I didn't feel like it, and I really just needed to get it done. So I'm not going to put stuff in out of the way just to get it out of the way. I have to find more permanent homes for stuff. Normally I would have shoved this in a drawer, shoved it somewhere else, but I know that I'm going to be reaching for this daily. So, not the soda, but so it's going to go right there until I can find a better looking spot for it. And that over there, the trash does need to go out. That's garbage bags. Those aren't used or whatnot. They ended up in my clothes somewhere, and I got to find a place to store them. So eventually I'll do something a little bit prettier with this, but for right now we're going for practical, out of the way. Same with the shoes. Those are my work shoes. Those are my running shoes. And then Jeremy wears both of those daily. And I didn't deep clean this. I just did a general wipe down of it because obviously I can see some spots that I missed. I was just trying to get it cleared and everything put away. I'll deep clean it. Well, it's not even really deep clean. I'll give it a more thorough cleaning here in just a little bit, but much better. Jeremy's getting ready to change the faucet to put it on the right way. So then let's peek in the room. There's Jeremy coloring. It's all tidy. He's just got to go through his stuff over there, but this is much better. This is all the stuff that I'm getting rid of. All right, so the next room is going to be that way. I just don't know what, and we still have to do something about this, but that's okay. It all doesn't need to be cleaned today, but we're smaller steps. The longer it takes, the more likely it'll stay that way. Not that I need to take my time and dilly-dally, but it doesn't all have to be done today. All right, so the next day, I'm doing this after work, before dinner, before we do other stuff. I was just kind of chipping away. I probably should have clarified that. So Jeremy did some of this before he went to work, but a lot of this is just leftover stuff and then things that just don't have a home yet that I've brought. You guys can see, when I say taking my time, I just mean making sure that I go through stuff and really decide whether I want to keep it and where it has a home. There are quite a few things on that chair that we are just not sure what to do with. Now, where Jeremy's helping me out before I moved out, I would have done it on my own. And now one of the things Jeremy like took charge and said, "Hey, you have to let me help," which was fine. Not like he wasn't ordering me around or anything like that, but he's like, "You got to tell me what to do. What can I help you with?" So the things that I couldn't make a decision on, I put in a pile on that chair and said, "Hey, go through these. I don't want them. I don't know what to do with them. Just get rid of them. Do something." And that's what he did. He took care of that for me. So basically, I just set stuff to the side and be like, "Do something with it." The hard part for me is to be okay with what he decides to do, like letting go and being okay with whatever decision he makes, and not going back and be like, well, hey, do this or hey, do that. No, it's just be like, once I make the decision to give it over to him, I just have to be okay with it. So a lot of this stuff came out of the back room and then came out of the bedroom. A lot of it is my coding course stuff, which I took to the back. That box is stuff from Joe's room, so I just had to find a home for it and throw it away. Most of it got thrown away, but I had to look through it. There were a lot of empty notebooks, and he loves to draw, and I do like to kind of keep his notebooks that he's had over the last couple of years of his drawings and things, just because I like them. But that's what I'm doing here. These pictures, I had a sudden panic at the trailer when we were there, and I just, which I probably should have done it to begin with, and I'm not actually worried about somebody breaking into the trailer, but I just like, oh my gosh, what if somebody breaks in and I don't have the things that I can't have replaced, like those paintings that Haley did for me, the picture Pinky and Blue Boy that were my mammal's, some stuff from my brother's funeral, from stuff from my mammal's funeral, just a few things like that I cannot replace. And in the end, I know it's just stuff and those are just memories, but I wanted to make sure I brought them into the house. So this big shelf that you guys see back behind there, this is part of the bed that was in the bedroom. And Jeremy wants to stain it or do something with it. Okay, I don't cook a lot on this channel because I have found that the kitchen is the area that people are most critical on. So I hesitate to do too much in here, but I figured, you know what? I don't have a lot of content on this video, so I'm gonna show you guys how I make my chili. Jeremy was in the mood for it, wanted some, so I got the stuff at work. I wanted cayenne or chipotle seasoning to put in there, and we didn't have any at work whatsoever. Let me rephrase that. We didn't have our version, or even an expensive version of chipotle. So I ended up finding Mrs. Dash, and I was really hesitant about it because it's salt-free. It was fantastic. So I put chipotle pepper, I put fresh jalapenos, I did 2 packets of chili seasoning. That was 2 pounds of ground beef. Then I do a combination of black beans, chili beans, Rotel or tomatoes, whichever one I have. So, and then just heat it all on the stove. I did not mean to put my seasonings in before I drained my meat. That is not something I normally do, but I've cooked this 1,000 times, but I haven't cooked it in the last little bit. So I was like, well, crap, but it ended up being great. I found this Sargento cheese at work on sale, and it's got red pepper flakes in it. Oh my gosh, it was the perfect amount of seasoning. Chili is one of those things I don't normally care for it, but Jeremy asked for it, and it was really easy to put together. But this was fantastic. Sometimes I make cornbread, and sometimes I get crackers. I like the club crackers. I got generic brand and then crumple it up. This was great. It was so good. I had 2 bowls of it. And like I said, I don't normally like chili, so I was pretty tickled about it. But yeah, it was super good. I think even the kid, and I think even Joe liked it. It was just, I don't like a lot of spice, but the jalapenos and like I said, the seasoning and the cheese, it was just enough to give it a lot of flavor. And I love a lot of crackers in the chili. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the end of the video. This is one of the ways too Jeremy helped me out while I was cooking dinner. He folded clothes and put them up. But anyway, I hope wherever you guys are at, you are having a blessed one. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.